You're listening to 102.3 WHTL in Whitehall, Wisconsin. It's time now for Open House, brought to you by Hansen Realty Group.
It's time for the Open House on WHTL.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent?
You're joking, right? I don't joke about real estate.
With the Hansen Real Estate Group.
I never understood why people are so afraid to eat at an open house.
I know. The Open House starts right now.
And yes, it does. We look forward to this every Wednesday, courtesy of Hansen Realty Group, and being joined by Jackie Hansen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you move that mic just a little bit closer? That'd be great.
Is that better?
Oh, much better.
Okay.
Did you have a good Labor Day weekend?
I did. Yep. Gorgeous.
And here we are. Apparently, it's the end of summer.
I know that's a little depressing, but fall is gorgeous, so we have that to look forward to.
I like fall, and I got to admit, it hit me that, it is definitely fall, because when I stopped Tuesday on the way in to get my favorite cup of coffee, they had pumpkin spice, and I was like, boy, pumpkin spice coffee, here we go. It is definitely fall now.
Yep, that's a true sign.
Seems to get earlier every year, too. And you've got some things that you want to talk about today that take place towards the end of a real estate deal.
Yeah, and when we would receive or draft an offer, just kind of a little... just clearing up a kind of a definition, I guess. Obviously, people don't buy and sell houses every day, so we're going to talk about closing costs and what that means for both sides of a transaction. So, the phrase closing costs primarily has to do with a buyer's cost to get a loan. It's an important consideration for folks looking to purchase, but it is sometimes something that a seller will see when a buyer chooses to roll some of these costs into their loan. So they'll incorporate them into an offer. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have a seller say, well, I don't want to pay any closing costs. So it's all kind of how the offer is written, how it affects both sides. But so closing costs, again, has to do with a buyer's loan. So that will sometimes be like the appraisal, loan origination fees, bank fees, etc. But then there's also the title fees. That is kind of non-negotiable. So title work for a buyer would be like having the deed filed, their share of the title company's work, again, the appraisal, any requested inspections, along with those bank fees. So, and that all depends on what type of loan that the buyer is using, what those fees will be. Now, on the seller's side, they buy the buyer a policy of title insurance. They have a new deed drafted. Again, the buyer pays to have that filed. The seller pays for transfer tax, which is actually like state of Wisconsin sales tax, I like to say. The prorated property taxes, and then, of course, commissions.
Now, you were talking about the title work that takes place, and how important. I don't. Maybe a lot of people aren't really up to on this, but how important is that title search before a property can close? I guess it's to make sure there's no liens or anything on the property. It's absolutely
essential. For anybody getting a loan, you have to have the title company. They do a background check into the properties, to make sure that there's no encumbrances as far as filed, judgments against the property, liens, anything that happen to be like some easements that aren't taken care of, some property line issues. They just do a very thorough check of the properties to make sure that the buyer is getting it clear without any problems. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so very important. But anyway, like I said, that term closing costs. So what will happen, and kind of to clear up the two, again, title work is something that, is integral. The closing costs have to do with the buyer's loans. So sometimes what we'll see, and this is dependent, obviously, on the buyers, but they will ask for closing costs in an offer. And so what I tell buyers is, here's the thing. Sellers care about what their bottom dollar is. What are they going to end up with at the end of the day? So if a seller or if a buyer chooses to, hey, we don't have a lot of money saved up for all of these costs, we'd like to roll of them into our loan. What they'll do is say if they would like to pay $100,000 for the house, what they'll do is they'll offer $104,000 and ask for $4,000 back in seller closing costs.
Ah, okay.
So when I actually talk to my sellers, I'm like, oh, well, our offer is for $100,000. And then they consider it that way. But even on paper, it'll say 104 and ask for that 4,000 back. And again, it's the buyer's choice to roll that into their loan instead of coming up with it all. I try to take the panic out of it by telling sellers that they plan to pay 100,000. It's
Right.
their choice
Right.
to roll that in. So that's kind of the two different type of quote unquote closing costs.
So it seems to me like the upside of that is that they don't have to have as much cash to get into the home, but the downside might be that it does raise the payment a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
it's kind of a trade-off.
Exactly. So like I said, title work is something you just can't really get away from. Each side has its own fees when it comes to getting the property closed, filing with the county and so forth. But closing costs are to do with their loans. So, yeah.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I don't. Honestly, I didn't realize that you could incorporate that into a loan. I thought that it was a totally separate thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we try to help out where we can, and as long as the sellers understand that it really doesn't take away from the value of their house, it's just it's the buyer's choice to try to roll some of them into their loan to help with the purchase.
And you said something I think pretty right on the money. I think the seller usually all they care about. I don't care how the money gets there. I just want to know what I'm taking out of the property.
Exactly, and that's why I kind of cut to the chase right when I'm talking to them, because if I tell them, well, the offer's for 104, and then we get to the end of the offer and it says that they'd like 4,000 back in closing costs, you're like, wait, I was so excited for over 104, but now I'm not getting that. So I just try to
Full
cut to the
disclosure.
chase. Yep, cut to the chase, and then we talk about it as we go along.
All right, you've got some neat properties that you want to highlight a little bit.
Yeah, I sure do. So, new listing is the Peanut Gallery in Taylor. Lot of options for this property. So it actually has a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, full apartment above the bar part. There's the actual bar then that seats 40 plus. There's a commercial kitchen, so you get the dining room, all of the commercial equipment. Some of it's new. The restaurant seats 35 plus. Again, state inspected and kitchen. There's a nice covered patio, and they have bar leagues. So you kind of have a lot of things going on there. 3 entities for one price. You could live in the apartment, rent it out, whatever you like to do there. But the price is only $199.5.
Boy, that's a steal.
Yeah, it is. You
Does
got a
that
lot.
come with all the tables and chairs?
It does.
And, boy,
Yep.
That's
yep.
a steal.
Yep. The only thing that it obviously doesn't come with is the seller's personal items up in the apartment. But no, it comes with all the tables, chairs, the commercial equipment. She just bought a new ice machine, new coolers, a couple new coolers there. So, $199.5, and the UTV trails and snowmobile trails go right through Taylor. So a lot of recreation there now too.
That's a great location, and for that kind of money, that's a turnkey operation. That's a pretty good deal.
It is. It's up and running as we speak.
And
so
you can
it's,
either live in the apartment above the bar, or you could even rent that out and help defray the cost.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. The next one we'll talk about is we have one out on County Road D here, south of Whitehall, just 3 miles. Gorgeous home that was 20 years old, but they just put a brand new roof on it this year. Big wraparound porch, vaulted ceilings. It's a beautiful property. They're on 13 acres. It has a pole shed that was also used as like an animal loafing shed. There's fenced pasture there. Master bedroom. In the whole lower level is finished, so you could have extended family or another family room. But it's an absolutely beautiful property. The red oak hardwood floors, and it goes on and on. But again, 3 miles from Whitehall and County Road D. That one's
Right.
listed for $499.9.
Boy, that has some amazing views too, doesn't it?
It does. Like I said, everything's like brand new there. Yeah, it's a beautiful property.
Wow, that does look like a really and Whitehall School District and just
Yep, just 3 miles from town.
Yeah,
Yep.
can't beat that.
Right. The next one we're going to talk about is one that is coming up for online auction here. The auction's going to close here on October 1st. It is a vacant land just on the city limits of Alma. So beautiful Mississippi River views, 21.85 acres is zoned forestry. There's power lines there, but minimal hunting pressure in this area. Tons of deer sign, thick trails throughout. I think we're working on getting some of those trails groomed, so for the next buyer there. But again, a nice small parcel in buck country there. 21.85 acres. Go on to Hansen Real Estate Group, Hansen Auction Group, and bid on that one.
And the auction ends October 1st.
Yep, we have an open house on September 18th.
And if you want to bid on that or check it out, go to online bidding at hansenauctiongroup.com.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So another new listing here we have is on Caroline Street in Osseo. Cute 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, just about 1,200 square feet. It's got a lot of character. Nice front porch on it. 2-car garage, another garden shed. Just a nice quiet street. Very well maintained house. And that one's listed at $174,900.
That's a good buy too.
Yeah, right in Osseo there. Very nice.
Yeah.
The other one that we're going to talk about is in Pigeon Falls, 4-bedroom, 3-bath home on Winson Drive, so not too far from the healthcare center up there. Nice, quiet neighborhood. Again, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It has granite countertops, marble backsplash, full partially finished basement, 2-car attached garage. So it kind of overlooks. It's up on the hill, kind of overlooks the village of Pigeon there. $314,900 that one's listed at, and that's absolutely turnkey ready. Just a beautiful home there.
That does. That looks like a really nice house, and those wood floors are just beautiful.
Yep. All new flooring, hard surface floors throughout. Just absolutely move-in ready. Very, very nice house.
Pigeon Falls is a nice town too.
It is.
Yep.
Really nice. So
now, how is the market right now? People probably wonder that. I wonder that at times. I've seen a few more house for sale signs in yards. Is the market pretty active at the moment?
The market's active. Usually there's a big push right before the kids get in school. And then now is the busy time before deer hunting. So everybody wants to be settled before it gets colder. And so people want to sell, people want to buy. This is definitely the time. There's new stuff getting listed every day. Things going under contract quickly. So yeah, it's busy right now.
And check out that peanut gallery and listing. That, boy, I tell you what, that's pretty amazing for that price. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Especially turnkey like that.
For sure.
And if people want to contact you, what's the best way to do that?
My phone number is 715-797-3332, or you can go to Hansen Real Estate Group on our website, and all my contact information's on there as well.
Who's up next week?
Jacob, I think.
Jacob?
I think so.
All right, there you go.
Or Josh. I have to text them every week and check.
It kind of rotates.
It does, yep. And then we trade off for each other if we have something going on, but yeah.
Well, I tell you, we really appreciate you guys coming in. Always great information from the pros over at Hansen Real Estate Group. Jackie Hansen, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And make sure if you've got a property you want to sell or a property you're interested in, give the pros at Hansen Real Estate a call. They'll be more than happy to help you. Check out their website, hansenrealtygroup.com, and check them out on their Facebook page as well. Next week, probably Josh Becker, I think, maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, we'll wait and see.
All right. Thank you, Jackie. Have a great week.
You too. Thank you.
Open house here on WHTL.
Tune in Friday mornings at 9:15 for the Whitehall Farmers Garden Market.
I always feel like I'm